Alright, good morning everyone. Welcome back to the show. I am your charming, self-proclaimed, yet still humble host, Mukluk, and today we are back in the wonderful world of Guild Wars 2, which is Tyria, by the way. Did you know that? Hello there. We're back on the EU servers, visiting our friends from across the pond. How y'all doing this morning? Let's see. John says, I want to make it publicly known I think Luminary is the rename for the Paragon of Guild Wars 2. Really? You think Luminary is Paragon? Most people that have shared an opinion on the Luminary thing... Okay, hold on, back up. For anyone who didn't see, the other day, Twitter, Guild Wars 2 on Twitter, they announced, who do you think is getting Gale Shot and Luminary? Implying that those are two new Elite Spec names. Now, I'm pretty certain that Gale Shot is Ranger, because there was some artwork of the Ranger holding what looked like a bow made out of air. Like an elemental bow type thing. So I'm guessing that's Gale Shot. And then Luminary, I really don't have a major idea on. Luminary, like illuminate, like to light up. Maybe it's Guardian, who we saw artwork of the Guardian, what appears to be the Guardian with like this floaty lamp behind them. A lot of people that have shared an opinion on Luminary think that it's the lamp thing. You're the first person to tell me that they think it's the Paragon.
Mukluk dancing.
Hey, Wasted, what's up? Let's see. I thought the character inside the shield with the puppet thing was also an Asura. Thought that character inside the shield with the puppet thing was the little hooded minion guy. Yeah. Why does Buck have two mascots? I never understood that. I actually have a video on that. Hang on a second. Hold on, is it mascot? Hold on, I'm trying to remember my own... Oh, there we go. There we go. It's in the chat right now. That logo, that video there is how the logo guy came to be. He predates the Guild Wars 2 mascot. Muck has 3 mascots. Do I have 3 now? Hello, lovely people, and Muck. Hi, Selang. Is the third one Gen 3 Bacon? Is that where you're going? Chip. Oh, okay, alright. Chip is more like the main streamer, and I just take over when he's busy. If we're getting Paragon for sure, it wouldn't make sense for them to rename it from something as iconic as Paragon. Let's see. Rah says, temperature hit 40 Celsius here, so I'm staying inside of the AC works, and we don't have it tomorrow. Hold on. 40 Celsius to Fahrenheit. 140. Oh, dang! Yeah, okay, that's hot. I always like, I don't know, what is 40 Celsius? Yeah, alright, reading 104 degrees Fahrenheit, I'm like, oh, that's sweaty weather. How are the Did You Know videos doing? I've only made a couple so far. The next one, I actually have Noxxi's first draft of the next one. I need to watch it and see how it looks and see if it needs any adjustments. It is about the Commandos in Guild Wars 2. It started as an April Fool's joke long ago and is now a canon event. And it's just like the story of those guys. So I've got the first draft of it. I need to watch it and see if I like how it looks. And if I do, then put it in the queue to go live. We have 40 Celsius on fresh days. What is a fresh day? If Luminary is Guardian, then the Rev is probably the Fortress Shield, which curious what legend that would be. Most of the people who have thought that Luminary was Guardian thought that the Fortress Shield is the lamp that's closed. So at that point, I have no idea what Rev is. They are actually canon. Yeah, after Kraukatoric did his thing in the Mist and wrecked things, he combined multiple time streams, and they have shown up in Jahai, Skywatch Archipelago, the Wizard's Tower. They've shown up in a few places where they just like accidentally burst into our reality and then immediately took another portal, and they're still trying to find their way home. It's pretty neat. The demon-looking shield thingy to me looks exactly like the lamp of the picture. The Spec Ops people? Yep. I still think the Rev symbol is paintbrush, given the dialogue from Alex referencing the painting lady. Sliders, but in Guild Wars. Kind of, yeah. Because the whole thing was in Guild Wars 1, the Commandos was an April Fool's type event. At first they said, they announced it as a class in Guild Wars 2, and then it ended up actually being the Engineer. And then in Guild Wars 1, there was an event where a guy shows up, and it's like one commando and a pile of equipment. And he's like, the rest of my team was lost, where we came back from the future. And it's basically the movie Terminator. He's like, there is a hero that rises up to help stop the Char, and the hero is Gwen Thackeray. And the Char have sent a golem back in time to kill her mother. So we've got to save her mother from this golem. We're time travelers from the future, from the Resistance. So he gives you some equipment, and it's basically like a kit that makes you look like and fight like a commando. And you go with him to fight this golem. And again, it's the Terminator movie. And then the next year, for April Fools, they basically did Terminator 2, where you remote control a golem that went back in time, which is the Terminator, and then the, what is it? The enemy, the Char, send back a different, more advanced golem, and you're fighting that one in the past. And after those, like, you never find out what happened to his team. And his team showed up 250 years later in Guild Wars 2, and they basically are just like lost in the time stream. And Kralkatorrik made them like land here. Mike, there's a disparity on support players, and I want to pick up the slack. Is heal mech still easy and viable in all content? Yes. The biggest thing with heal mech is it doesn't have a revive tool. So but it is really easy to play, and it's just like extra important you keep people from going down in the first place. What are the best professions for power spear these days? I don't know, but I know where we can find out. Let's see. Where is benchmarks? Okay, so maybe Ranger. Sand says Warrior Harbinger, Guardian Warrior. There's a little bit of feedback there. What you can do, sorry, I'm holding back a sneeze right now. You can go to the benchmark section on Snowcrows and look at each of these like power builds and see if they are spear or if they are something else. Let's see, that one, I'm looking at the URL at the bottom. Power Bladesworn, Lush Forest, Power Bladesworn, Catalyst with Scepter and Dagger, Power Untamed, and so on and so on. And you can like look at these and see if you see something you like. Rub the bridge of your nose, it'll cancel out the sneeze. It doesn't always work. There's also the push your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Sometimes that helps. Alander says, hello, I'm just starting to play the game. I don't really understand classes here. Is there anything that you could recommend for beginners? Absolutely. Alander, I am linking a video in the chat that called A Stronger Start for New Players. That right there might help you out. Let's see. If you change your benchmark page to list view, you can see what weapons they use. Even better. I sniff pepper to stop sneezes? Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Okay. I got a lot of stuff there. Oh, wow. That was a lot to deposit. To everyone that has Fractal Reliquary, there's a 20-slot Ascended Salvage kit to pick up. Let's see. If you push firmly on the tip of your nose, that interrupts the nerve-ending sneeze signals. That sounds so made up. It's funny, like, as a streamer, like, I'm going about my day, you know, when I'm not live, and I have no urge to sneeze, or scratch my cheek, or, like, touch my face in any way, shape, or form. And then I start streaming, and I'm, like, on camera, and there's people looking at me, and all of a sudden it's just like, ah! And it's just like, I don't know. My body's like, oh, hey, let's bother him. Clean your stream room. My stream room is pretty clean. I mean, I'm in here, like, whether I'm streaming or not, I'm in here often. Muck is allergic to us. That's right. It's you, Mnemonic. As soon as Mnemonic sits down, I start sneezing. Your stream room is filled with cat hair. My house is filled with cat hair. But we vacuum frequently. Bah. Calling it now, Rev is going to be Fortress Shield. The legend is it will be Almora. Please congratulate me if I turn out to be correct. One of the worst things is someone telling they have lice or something.
Hey guys, how are you on this fine Tuesday?
Hello Joker. Doing good. Thank you for the sub. Welcome back. Hello all. No meetings this morning, so I get to watch live today. I actually have a meeting today, of sorts. I have a family thing, so the morning stream will be cut a little bit short, but not by too much. Must be allergic to me. I think Soul Beast is the most fun ranger spec. I think Soul Beast is fun in PvP. Why does this bug happen? Every time I come to this guild hall, I have to wait at these nodes for like a minute. There we go. There. So now I can start harvesting them. Did you see I had to like click a whole bunch? It's like I always have to just like wait here for a minute. Must be allergic to me. I think Soul Beast. Oh, it's Soul Beast. I think Soul Beast is fun in PvP where you're merging and unmerging, and it kind of feels like the way it was designed to be played. But in PvE, you're just kind of Green Warrior, you know? You like merge and then you just stay merged like 90% of the time. That Soul Beast I think is really boring. But that's just me. Hi Maka-chan. Hi Goddess. Ranger was my favorite profession. Hot, but none of the specs feel great to play these days. I really love playing support druid, and I really love playing quickness untamed with all of the crazy stuff in its kit. But honestly, I would kind of agree that untamed ambushes feel kind of clunky. I enjoy the merge part of it. You like to be a furry. Soul Beast doesn't change your appearance. I feel like furry jokes make more sense with the Char than they do with the Soul Beast. I wish Soul Beast actually morphed into a hybrid so it feels like Ranger. Yeah, I've seen that before. Like, I've seen a lot of people say that before. Like, if you merge with your cat, your character has, like, visible claws. Or if, like, you merge with, oh, man, I don't know. Like, a hawk, you get, like, visible wings or something. Like, there's just some kind of visual tell for each animal. Could be cool. That one. Let's hope Gale Shot is some kind of spectacular wind-themed spec. I was really hoping for a shooting ranger myself. Merge with Burb, get a beak. Oh god, no. I don't want a beak on my SRA. So tomorrow they would give info on the 3 already revealed specs, and the week after they reveal 3 more. Yeah. Yeah, they might have a teaser sometime this week for next week's stuff. But what we have been told is tomorrow, Wednesday, we get a blog post with information on like how the 3 classes that we are going to hear about first will play. And then Friday, we will get like a stream of them showcasing them. If Evoker plays similar to FF14's Summoner, I'm all for it. Oh my god. As someone who plays Summoner in every game that has a class called Summoner, I feel like Final Fantasy Summoner was the most disappointing one I've ever seen. In like 25 years of gaming. Mark, what are new in Skimmer next X-Pack? We don't honestly know, but we saw a trailer of someone riding a dragonfly, so presumably a new Skimmer skin. And it was firing, like, lasers or something, so the Skimmer's gonna have a ranged attack. I guess, like, the Skyscale Fire Breath. I never played FF14. What does their Summoner do? Their Summoner is, like, a freaking reskin of a mage. It's like, instead of shooting a fireball, they wave their arm, and a giant dragon head appears, and it shoots a fireball, and then it disappears. That's it. It's normal mage spells with a coat of paint. Like, instead of me cast thing, I summon thing, which casts thing, and then summon thing vanishes. The summon thing doesn't have its own hit point bar, it doesn't tank for you, it doesn't draw fire for you, it's just a graphical thing. Let's see. Like, instead of Wind Blast, I cast Garuda cast Wind Blast. Summoner's different than it used to be.
Lord, I'm almost over 40.
So it used to be they had the carbuncle, which would fight by their side. And my understanding of it is they took that away, and now the carbuncle doesn't fight by your side anymore. And so it's even less like a summoner than it was before. Oh, lordy lord, I'm almost over. Hi, Sid. Thank you. Yes, you're 40 months. Appreciate the support. Let's see. We're overflowing on raspberries. Hey, Muck, I'm here to ask again if you quit Guild Wars 2. You're supposed to ask me if I quit Guild Wars 2 on days that I'm not playing Guild Wars 2. Today you asked me if I quit Warhammer. You summon mini primals now, but it's just a mage rotation? Yeah. Yeah. Like, it's... Again, now, if some people like that, that's fine. You know, people will have classes they like. As someone who enjoys summoning, the summoner is poorly named. Because it has virtually no summoning. Did you quit Riftbreaker? Say it isn't so. Dude, I was playing Total War Warhammer 3 last night. And I got to like really far in the end game while playing Nurgle. Papa Nurgle, God of Disease and all that stuff. And it was getting rough. Like, the enemy is just like filled their entire army with land ships. It's like all the enemies are just like doom stacking now. And I'm just like, oh my god, I've just got all these little disease dudes. And I'm struggling. Unless I've got like, we're fighting in a forest and the trees help block all their shots. I am struggling. I like the visual aspect of it. Usually pet AI in games is poor, so I'd rather not depend on it. I mean, you're right. In a game where the pet AI is poor, it sucks. But in games where it's good, like those are the ones where I enjoy summoning. Muck, what's the best way to farm Path of Fire or Living World Season 4 Mastery XP? Meta events and Path of Fire would be my main thing. Like, hey, you know, look, it's the tree Pinata and how are you today? Palawadon, like stuff like that. Muck, is the Wizard's Converter hard to get? No, I have a guide on it. You can just follow the guide, you'll get it done. Probably Dragonfall. Yep, Dragonfall's good too. Shut up, Bram. What do you mean my Elite Spec info tomorrow? Tomorrow we're getting a blog post with a bunch of information on the three of the 9 new Elite Specs. Then Friday we get a stream showcasing those three specs, repeating for the next you know, few weeks until they've shown them all. Best pet class ever was Rexar in Heroes of the Storm. He was actually quite good, yeah. For anyone who never played that, it was like if you were hitting, you know, WASD or any commands with the mouse, it would go to your main character, Rexar. But if you were holding, I believe it was Alt, and you hit any of the same buttons, you were controlling his pet bear, Misha. So if you were quick, you could micromanage both of them and play both of them separately. It was really good. Another game where I really enjoyed being a pet class that had really good like pathing and AI for the pet was the Borderlands the pre-sequel or Borderlands 3 that had Flak? I think it was 3. I think Borderlands 3, there was a character named Flak, and it was like a robot with like an animal cyborg pet. And that pet, if it had to like, you know, break through a window, climb up a wall, and bounce off a ceiling to get to an enemy, it would. It had some of the best pathing I've ever seen a pet have in any video game ever. That thing was so good at getting to targets. It did not get stuck. Do you have dailies reset on server change? Like you can open those chests on EU and NA? No, they don't reset when I server change. They do not. So like when I come back this evening for the evening stream, this will already be done until the daily reset. EQ1 Beast Lord was great. EQ1 was amazing for its time. I mean, I played it for many, many years, but I have gone back feeling nostalgic a few times and played it. And I did play Beastlord one of the times I went back. And, you know, it's alright. But I would say, like, for what it was at the time, yeah, the Beastlord was really good. Shipboards Tuesday. What's up, Great Fox? Susume says, hey, returning player here. Haven't played since End of Dragon. Can you tell me what to prioritize in the new Wizard's Vault thing? It honestly... So, the Wizard's Vault. Okay. So... Let me collect my own Wizard's Vault stuff. If you ever plan to make if you ever plan to make a legendary weapon, this is like half the cost of a legendary weapon covered. But if you don't plan on crafting it, then this is useless to you. But if you do plan on crafting it, this is insane value. Besides that, Wizards Ascended stuff. So if you don't have Ascended armor yet, Ascended items are really, really good. You could get Ascended stuff. Mystic coins, bags of gold are both really, really good. And then, of course, there's just the novelty stuff. If there's anything up here that would just make you really happy, and you're just like, oh my gosh, I would love that, you know, then get that. Is this the no carpal tunnel berserker spec? This is the chest opening thief spec. The first antiquary. It belongs in a museum. What do you think of the build templates? Build templates? Those have been out for a while. They're fine. They had a rocky launch, but they're fine. Fun to find out Muck played Heroes of the Storm. Sad how it fizzled out. They're doing small updates again. Yeah, big streamers that play it a lot, like Grubby, are I think keeping it alive. But yeah, talking about controls with pets and stuff, Rexar had really good ones. Like, I've mentioned it before, but as a pet class enjoyer, there's mainly 2 fights in Guild Wars 2 where I feel like I'm playing a pet class. When I'm fighting Samurog, I can focus on Samurog and healing and tanking and whatever else. Or not tanking, you don't tank on that. But I can focus on you know, healing and DPS and CC. And at the same time, I can have my pet going around and killing those spears. And the room never fills up with spears. On that fight, I feel like a pet class. On Gorseval, I can fight Gorseval, I could tank, I can heal, I can do all that stuff, and I can have the pet, I can remote control the pet and have it going around and killing the blue orbs, giving us way more time before the room fills with the blue orb auras. Just constantly have the pet killing the largest blue orb, always. And again, makes me feel like a pet class. Those 2 fights are so fun as a ranger or like a mechanist. Yeah, if you don't plan on making a legendary from the thing you can buy in the Wizard Vault, is it still worth it to buy it to craft a different one? Well, if you're crafting the legendary from the thing, it is absolutely worth it. Basically what I'm saying is if it's just going to rot in your bank forever, then it's not worth it. But if you are planning on at some point crafting it, then it covers like a lot of the cost. I enjoyed Engineer Wildstar as a tank with a pet. Yep. Hello, Muckachat. Hi, Ephley. I've been playing Darktide lately, and Darktide recently added a pet class called the Arbides, and it's a guy with a cyborg dog. Like, the dog is, you know, been fighting by his side, and it's gotten damaged over time, and they've replaced parts, but it's still got, like, a dog brain, but it's, like, half murder robot now. And the way that they chose to do it in that game is they made it just invulnerable. Enemies can't attack it. As long as you're alive, it's alive. And then they made, you know, the character, they adjusted the character's strength to compensate for that. But you can, if you don't give the pet any order, it's constantly just attacking something that you're in combat with. But you can manually give it an order. And there could be like a sniper on a roof, and you could say, kill that. And it might take the dog 20 seconds to run up there, but it will find a path. It will find a path to get up and kill the thing that is in a weird spot. So, like, the pathing and that, really, really good. Like, that's another example of, like, even if the dog has to, like, leap up a balcony or something like that, they're just like, oh yeah, he's got super strong robot legs, he could do that. He could crazy leap, it's fine. Wizards Vault helped me craft my first Legi, and I'm a day one player. Really want rune set because they're so critical in builds. Yeah, it's very nice having the rune set for sure. I've started my 17th full story playthrough on my new alt I made specifically for the new Mesmerist Spec. Sometimes I forget how pretty and unique some of the story locations are. 17th. Wow, I think I've done one playthrough of the full game. 17th is wild. I'm planning on doing a new Mesmer for the same reason. Don't the legendary kits have either Gift of Might or Magic, so it always helps with another legendary? Yeah, I think so. Monk, for heal mech, would you recommend Mace or Shortbow for ranged healing? So, Mace... Okay, there's a bit of a personal preference here, right? If you're talking from range, Shortbow wins, because Mace Shield doesn't have range support. The most range support, if you've got Mace Shield, is swapping to your Med Blaster. Shortbow has range support, but, you know, if you're talking about close range Shortbow versus Mace Shield, like in melee range, then we could have a conversation. But for range support, it's Shortbow, because it's ranged, and the Mace is not. Let's see. Boot up time is much easier on Shortbow, unless you need more CC or knockback, take Shortbow. Any guesses on the last two names? The last two names? Wait, what? You talk about, like, the elite specs? Because we're still missing, like, 4 of them. Say KFC Tuesday special from MuklukYoutube the 3rd. I've been playing on Melee for so long, it's weird using a ranged weapon in Guild Wars 2. Hey y'all, hope you have a good day. Question, I have one spec unlocked on each character. Should I unlock the other ones first, or save my easily unlockable hero points to the new specs? So, Cian, you... Right now, I have all the hero points, I think, in the game on this character. And I have got everything unlocked on all elite specs, and I've got 150 points left over. So... I think in theory, if you had a new character and you fully unlocked everything except one elite spec and just stockpiled those points, you could max out the new elite spec on launch day in October. If you had every hero point. What do you think about a no boon mode for raids and strikes? No boons, period, would be really rough. Like, let me give you an example. Protection reduces incoming damage by 33%, which is absolutely insane. Okay? However, the original intent behind Protection was that you use it when a big hit is coming. Like, Gorseval's about to use his Tantrum. Give us Prot. Now we're spoiled and we just want it 100% of the time, right? However, if you completely remove it, that would be really rough. Like, a healer without access to regeneration would really feel awful. Like, regen is the, like, if you look at the, how much healing done each of your tools does after a raid, regen is almost always on top. So doing a raid without boons, including, like, without regen, that would be really, really uphill. The biggest thing, like, if you could do it, like, without quickness, without a lack, that's a conversation. But if you mean without regen, without prot, without, like, might, that would be really rough. Hot POF EOD hero points give exactly hero points for 3 specs plus exactly 250 extra. Hot, Path of Fire, and EOD hero points give 3 specs plus 250 extra. Okay, so you're saying I am missing 99 hero points right now? Alright, I've got 100% map comp and core, so it ain't that. All right, you got me curious now. Hang on. All right, checking Heart of Thorns, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. It's not Heart of Thorns. Let's see. Oh, wait, here we go. You know what? Okay. You know what? I owe an apology here. So, I see the problem. When I did End of Dragons, my Ranger wasn't my main class. So, yeah. Okay. They're probably right. When you go through the game and get all the hero points, you might have enough to max everything and have 250 left over. Alright, so EOD. Oh, I guess that'll give me something to do. Okay. Let's go over here. Turns out Muck hates caning. I mean, it is kind of a dump. It literally has a ghetto. Any plans for convergence with viewers today? Hadn't really thought about it, no. Let's get that. Muck hosting Cantha hero point runs. Let's see. Alright, let's... You know what, now this is gonna bug me. We're gonna work on this for a little bit while we're talking. I heard that as Muck hates gaming.
Please
Muck hates gaming?
from the jar and we will call on you shortly.
Okay, and that's... No reason for anyone to go grind core hero points, though. The new map must have 250 points. Oh, yeah. The only reason to stockpile hero points is if you want to play the new class the second the servers come online. Like, when End of Dragons launched and I booted up the game, I was in Lion's Arch and I immediately maxed Mechanist. Like, instantly. Then I started End of Dragons as a maxed out Mechanist. Michael, what will happen if your pet at 1 hit point dying in PvE? Can you still press search and rescue? So, that is an interesting one. If your pet is full dead and you hit search and rescue, I think it works. If your pet is alive and you hit search and rescue, it works. If your pet is alive, you hit search and rescue, it starts doing it, then it takes a hit and becomes dead, it stops it. So if it goes from alive to dead, the search and rescue gets interrupted. Muck, you can go to World v World and buy hero points with Testimony Jade Heroics. Yeah, but hero points are not the only thing I'm missing for this. I'm doing map comp. That is more than just hero points. Wiki says if the pet is downed, it will still teleport a downed allied player, but it doesn't revive the player. That doesn't sound right, but that would be a pain to go test. How'd you get the special entering zone text? That is a plugin called Regions of Tyria. If you do !ROT in my chat, there is a thing that'll come up that'll show you how to install it if you want it. It's unreal how pretty EOD maps are. Oh yeah, Seitung Province is my favorite EOD map. It's gorgeous. Where is this one? If you want to be a lazy muck, you can use the heroic notary in World v World. I just answered that. Let's see. There. I'm not just getting hero points, I'm getting map comp. Thank you. Kind of think it would be interesting to see strikes and raids without quickness and a lack. We could still clear strikes and raids with the exception. The ones that we might not be able to do is like challenge mode Ceres, like those crazy ones like that, like legendary challenge mode Ceres. Those we might not be able to do without those boons, maybe. But other strikes and raids, yeah, we could absolutely clear those without those boons. It would be more challenging. Pathing module, you made a guide for it? Yeah, but there's already a bunch of points of interest I have in this zone. So I don't need all of them. I just need some. So that's why I'm not setting up the pathing module. It's unreal how many complaints I've gotten in the last 5 minutes because I'm playing the game. I hope the Evoker works like Mechanist with attunements. Changing the pet thing from damage heal boons to CC would be epic. Yeah, it could be cool. Alright, what is this? Repair boats, rescue villagers, clean debris, beat up riffraff. Beat up riffraff. Char, riffraff. Let's beat up Char. Speaking of pathing modules, are there any that filter out what you already have and make a new path? Not that I know of, no. Can't believe you're saying Char riffraff. Hey Mike, how's it going? What's up, Silver? Just punching Char right now. Funny idea, what if Antiquarian uncovers antique weapons, effectively working like Ellie's conjures, and the digging scripts the animation of the weapon being summoned? I mean... yeah, I would say it's not impossible. I think that'd be kind of weird, the guy digs up an antique and then just beats someone over the head with it, and then it's broken. That seems very anti-Indiana Jones. But, yeah, it could. Hey, Mug Chat. Hi, Ophidian. I hope the new NG spec is a good healer build. I love heal like mech, but man, I feel it's lacking but too much compared to other heal specs. I mean, honestly, if it doesn't have a support build, I wouldn't really be surprised. They've already got, like, Scrapper and Mechanist for support. But it's possible. They've been giving support to a lot of weird classes lately. Vindicator. The new elite specs don't get dedicated weapons like the old ones? Correct. That is correct. Morning. Hey, Maddie. The Minimuck army is in place and awaiting orders? Yeah. Yep. Dude, one of the best bits of feedback that I got is there was someone who sent me a picture of theirs amongst a pile of plushies yesterday, and they said, "I don't know your content, sorry, I just thought the plushie was adorable." And I was like, honestly, if you don't know me and you still bought one, I just think that is very high praise on the design. So I hope you enjoy it. Like, I feel like it did a really good job making it if someone doesn't even know me, just goes, oh, that's cute, I'm buying one.
Let's have some fun.
I sent Muck down the map comp rabbit hole. You did. We're doing this now. What's it gonna have without the weapon? Everything else. So it'll have a specialization, it'll have traits, it'll have a heal skill, an elite skill, utility skills, and it'll have some kind of class mechanic. Like how Spellbreaker has full counter, or Soul Beast can merge with their pet. I gave one to a friend who has no idea who you are and he loved it. Nice. They did say no new weapons. Yeah, they said that there would be no dedicated weapons to the new classes. That was quite the death rattle. Is he planning on making a legendary? Not at the moment. It just bugs me that I don't have this map comp done on this character. It needs to be done. Class mechanic that didn't involve a weapon. Yeah. I mean, there's quite a few classes that didn't require their class weapon to be played well. I mean, like Bladesworn. A lot of people don't know this. Bladesworn got access to offhand pistol. It almost never comes up. But then on the flip side, you've got like Ranger Untamed, where the whole hammer changes based on whether you're leashed or unleashed. And then they just didn't do that for any of the other weapons. Or when Catalyst came out, it was really dependent upon those little orbs orbiting around them from their hammer. You know, so there were some classes that were very, very closely tied to the weapon they came with. So we're getting a legendary Aqua Breather. Do you think we'll get a new Ludgy Harpoon Gun and Trident and the new Ludgy weapons? A new Ludgy Harpoon Gun and Trident. Maybe? They did say that we were getting, there's 2 or 3, I've seen conflicting information on this. We're getting 2 or 3 new legendary weapons, which sounds like we're getting the underwater ones to me. They confirmed on forums it was 3? Okay. So yeah, if we're getting 3, my guess is underwater. It's 3 great swords? Oh my god. For any noobs, great sword already has the most legendary options. So if they just added more great swords, that would be bonkers. I'm excited having the Leggy Underwater Breather at last. Yes. Finally can fill in all that purple. There we go. Okay. Let's see, where's the next something? Over there. I think it'd actually be faster if I skimmed. What are the least used weapons that are not underwater? Focus, probably. Focus is only usable by 4 of the 9 classes, and most of those classes builds, like, for example, Necromancer, I think you only really see Necromancer use focus in PvP. There might be an obscure build or something that uses it, but it's mostly a PvP thing. I think longbow is least used. Longbow is usable by, what, warrior, ranger, dragon hunter? I think that's that might be it. I will say, however, 2 of those classes use it a lot. So when you say least used, if you mean number of classes, then longbow would beat focus in that. But if you mean in number of builds, then I think focus is less used. What build would you recommend to play longbow, greatsword, ranger? Best spec using both weapons. Standard PvP build uses that. Also, the bear bow in open world uses that, which is just a very chill leveling spec. Wait, what? Oh, there's an angry horse here. Okay. I still want longbow for Mesmer, but as a melee weapon. You went too far with your ranged greatswords. You can't have melee longbow. Shortbow Mechanist is improved bear bow. You're not wrong. But if someone's leveling and they are getting recommended bear bow, they're probably not max level with an elite spec Mechanist. Flashbang. I say, hey Muck, I'm thinking of coming back to yours too. I used to play Herald a lot and also Warrior and Guardian. Thinking of maybe trying out Ranger. Is Mace Mace and Longbow viable on Soul Beast? Or do I just stick to heavy armor characters and try getting Obsidian armor on that? Mace Mace Longbow, you could absolutely play that in open world. I mean, again, it depends on the content. Like, are you asking about PvP, World v World, open world, strikes, raids, fractals? I don't know what game mode we're talking about, which is a recurring thing in this conversation. Mace Mace Longbow be okay. So Mace Mace, let's just focus on that for now. Mace Mace is a mid-damage weapon set with a mountain of utility. It's got Vigor, it's got Regen, it's got Prot, it's got more CC than almost any other weapon set in the game. It has got stability, it has got self-cleanse, it has got barrier. Like, there's a lot, but it has less damage than other weapons that you could take in its place. So if your goal is just big unga bunga max damage, it's not going to win. But if you're like, you know what, I'm knowingly going to give up a bit of damage for all of this survivability, then Mace Mace is great. Like, I'm using Mace Mace with Hammer right now on this build because it makes my survivability go really high while I'm, you know, fighting tough monsters. So, as long as you understand what you're getting, it's pretty good. Let's go over there. Peeps, what class should I play? I play FIFA, Skyrim, and Racquetball at the Sports Center. Sounds like you enjoy Leg Day. You would like Vindicator. They just jump up and down a lot. Every day is Leg Day. I think that would be right up your alley. Can you do /age? /age. 9,617 hours played. If that's what you were trying to find out. Let's see, something up there on that island to the north. That was a 10 out of 10 suggestion. You're welcome. Click these links. When you say most CC of any weapon set, do you include kits in that statement? Because Bomb Kit has 3 out of 5 CC on it. I said almost any weapon set in the game, I believe. However, Mace, if you can do 3, then 5, and then it resets the cooldowns, then you do 3, 5 again. So yeah, that's 250, 200, so that's 450. So if you do 3, 5, reset 3, 5, that's 900 CC? That's 900 CC. So, assuming you have time to do 4 clicks on a break bar, and in most, you know, high-end groups, it's not going to last that long. But it's still really nice having such crazy access to CC. But if you are comparing just weapon set to weapon set, is there any other weapon set that has 900 CC on one, you know, click through the buttons? Maybe the Staff 5 on Revenant if the hitbox is really, really thick. Because Staff 5 does more hits based on how fat the target is as you pass through them. Maybe. Maddie says, I want to go Mace Mace Hammer for my next ult. Do you have the build listed somewhere? If you just want to copy the build, hang on a second. The top link in that pile of links that just came up is my Ranger on Guild Wars 2 Efficiency, and you can literally inspect my character and look at anything you want. My Mace Mace Hammer Quick Untamed is build number 1. If you want a guide on how to play it, this is like 99% accurate. There's a few very small things in that video that are out of date now, but it's like 99% accurate. The Quick Untamed guide I just posted.
You look like you could.
I haven't played yours 2 in a while. When did Mesmer get rifle? Secrets of the Obscure. And as weird as it sounds, it's a really good healing weapon. Cole said, what's up, man? Been watching YouTube for a week or 2. Just got back from a 7-year hiatus, clearing Soto and Janthiers. When I go back to Hot, I get destroyed. Currently playing Dagger Sword Spear Power Chrono. Should I swap to Mirage for more dodge? Mirage doesn't necessarily have more dodges. They operate differently. Okay, so Heart of Thorns. I wasn't an active player when Hot came out, but the story goes like this. You know, the game, everybody in the core game was max level. Everybody was in, like, you know, really good gear. Everyone was kind of God mode. So they made Hot, you know, tougher because of that. And they did it too much. They turned the volume up too high. And everybody got absolutely spanked by Pocket Raptors. Years later, now when people are leveling the normal way, and they're literally not even in Ascended gear now, they're getting extra spanked by Hot. And, yeah, like, having an AoE for Pocket Raptors is very important, and also being able to not be in red circles is very important. They toned it back down. They realized their mistake in Path of Fire and End of Dragons. They toned down the scaling a bit. So lots of people like yourself, when you go to Hot, it feels tough, and Path of Fire is not as bad. Mounts help too? Yeah. That's a whole different conversation, though. He was talking about combat. Yeah, I mean, the short answer, like, okay, I don't want to be a Dark Souls player and just say get good here. The short answer, though, is if you are good enough at just getting out of the way of things that are about to hurt you, you can do Hot in full Berserker's gear, like full glass cannon gear. So, the question becomes, how much survivability do you need? Like, for example, if I'm playing healer, Harrier is the glass cannon of healing equipment. But I like to be able to make a mistake without just wiping my group, because if the healer dies, everybody dies. So I often take Givers or Minstrels, which has the same, like nearly the same healing power, but it also has a lot of survivability, vitality, and toughness on it. So if you're a DPS and you're in like Berserker gear, you could swap to like Marauder, which has a bit less damage but more survivability, or Celestial, which is like incredibly good in open world builds. Can you explain leveling the normal way? I'm new and returning level 11. Do you just keep doing hearts? Yes. So when I said leveling the normal way, what I meant was like someone is just leveling up, they're doing map comp, they're doing, you know, they're like, oh, there's a heart, oh, there's a point of interest, oh, there's a vista, you know, they're just wandering around, they're just playing the game. Other ways to level that might be considered abnormal would be just PvPing 1 to 80, doing World v World 1 to 80. Using the level up tomes that you sometimes get from reward tracks, just making a new character, eating 79 of those in town and just jumping straight to level 80. Those would all be not leveling normally based on what I was saying earlier. So like if you just play the core game and then you immediately go to Hot, it is kind of like just getting punched by a truck. Eric says, I'm really debating starting a new class over and doing the story, taking it slow. 33 player. Gotcha. I mean, yeah, it's a fun story. Plunderstorm fan tip 333. Hey streamer, I have a question. Very important question. It is the utmost importance. I play a Mecha Gnome Death Knight. What class and spec would I play in this game called Guild Wars 2 with numerous expansions? Thank you, Lord Muck. If you just want to be a little dude, like, Mecha Gnome is a little dude. That's a Sura in this game. That's the little race. If you want to be a Death Knight, you want Reaper. Reaper is a type of Necromancer that has decided to throw hands. They're like, you know what? I'm tired of sitting in the back. And they use their magic to make a giant scythe, and they just run at the enemy screaming and spinning. And it's a bit terrifying. So, I think you would enjoy Reaper. I remember Living World Story before Hot was a nightmare. There was a mission where there was a ton of tentacles that kept on tripping you and were super deadly. Muck isn't Death Knight a Revenant? As someone who mained a Death Knight through most of the 10 years I played WoW, no. No. Yeah, I do not at all agree that Revenant is more like a WoW Death Knight than a Reaper is. The only option with all that is UV green. Don't remember that well, but I think in one of tabs you can find groups to join in the Friend Social tab. Oh, yeah, if you hit contacts up here, there's a group finder right there, if that's what you're talking about. Are we talking about Guild Wars 2? Yes, but we were making a quick comparison to WoW for someone who came over from WoW. What are some of your favorite professions and weapon combos? I mean, there's ebb and flow to it, right? Like, sometimes I like one thing, sometimes I like another. Right now, Quick Untamed with Hammer and Maces is one of my favorite things to play when I'm just DPSing or on my own. When I am playing Heal Untamed, I absolutely love doing the Heal Ambush. Like this. This heals up to 5 allies nearby and hits up to 5 enemies nearby per second for 5 seconds. It's a lot of numbers, makes your brain make the happy juice. It's very fun. Some other ones, let's see. Other weapons I really like. Really like Hammer when I'm playing my Engineer. It has a nice kit, it has movement skills, it has damage, it has CC, it has a block. The rare times I play Revenant, I love the Greatsword. When you block something with Greatsword, you immediately just do like a full counter thing, and you just turn around and slap the enemy with the blade. It's really satisfying. Anytime you block a hit, punishing them. I was asking, how is the fastest way to get hero points and someone respond to a finding hero point trains the LFG Finder? Ah, yes, that is true. That is true. Catch fish, fish at fishing hotspots, donate, vote. Defend the village. No! What? Oh my god, no, I don't want to actually fish. Where's the Nagas at? I want to just fight the Nagas. Someone attack this town. Right now. Let's see. Sometimes people now it's on Reddit. Mug, is there a good spec to play for someone that plays Guild Wars 2 like they are a 6-year-old playing Mortal Kombat, just spamming everything as fast as possible? Pistol, pistol, unload, thief, mechanist, or hammer guardian. All of those can be played with 0 to 1 buttons. Good day for fishing. Dude, I'd have to... Man, I really don't want to do that. Alright, let's go get something else, and then we'll come back to the spot and see if the Nagas have spawned. I recently started my pacifist run, engineer with no weapons or offensive skills, already level 15 with map exploration. Pacifist run. Could probably play engineer or mechanist without a weapon in hand and have the pet just kill everything for you. I don't know if that's pacifist or not. Condi mech is good for that. Pistol, pistol, just click every button when it lights up. I use a link in bio, they go to the same page. You have to click through some other sites to get to the page where you make the purchase. No, Bertrand. Yeah, if you use any content creator's referral link, it's a cookie. It looks like it goes to the same page. Then you click on, you know, I want to buy something, and then you click what you want to buy, and then you check out. And it looks the same, but as long as you use it and you're not blocking cookies, then it supports whoever's link you used. And we appreciate that. Thank you. Let's see. Another thing over this way. What build should I use on a Reaper? Only got Hot and Path of Fire. What map are you on right now? This is Seitung Province. It's an End of Dragons. I'm just opening the map up on my Ranger right now. What spec of Reaper? Reaper, another good thing about Reaper is even when it's on its own, it can have every buff it would care about from a raid setting. You can have quickness on you, it can have 25 might on you, and it can have 25 vulnerability on the enemy by just attacking. It is... Because of that, in the open world, when you're on your own, it is almost as strong as when you are in a raid with a bunch of people buffing you. So the Reaper is really, really solid. Wasn't there like a puzzle here? Can I just fly over it? Let's see, I'm just trying to get the map. Okay, yeah, we got it. Let's see. I don't know if I should get Staff or Axe or Warhorn set, to be honest. For what? For Reaper? Okay, Reaper is all about spending as much of your time in Shroud with the Scythe as possible. So, your time outside of the Shroud is minimal. So, what you want to do is you've got a lot of options. You can use Dagger just to generate Shroud Juice faster. You can use Greatsword, which the spec comes with. You could, I mean, you don't have the other expansions, but Sword Pistol's fine. There's really no wrong answer. But again, the goal is to be in Shroud as much as possible when you're in combat. So you're using whatever weapon you pick, you're using it as little as possible. Thanks, Smug, for the build info. I didn't know about this efficiency website. You didn't know about GW2 efficiency? It's really, really handy. Especially if you have your API key set up on there, which I do, which is why it lets you inspect me. But GW2 efficiency is really, really good. You can like let's say you want to make a legendary Madigon, you can go to the legendary section of the site, and it'll scan your account and tell you everything you have and everything you're missing. Saves you a lot of time. That's how Honey made money for a while. They would swap in their own referral cookie if one was available. Well, no, it wasn't even like the cookie. It was like they would just change the URL. It was very simple stealing. Yeah, fortunately, I don't think Honey has a Guild Wars 2 referral link. I don't think Honey is stealing my Visions of Eternity pre-orders. What do you unlock to fishing? Get hooked. Oh my god. Nice day for fishing, ain't it? Yeah. Earn the monastery's trust by participating in Defiance, combo field dodge, and obstacle course.
You just gonna let me hit you like that? Move!
Oh, I dodged too early. Wow, this is very slow progress. It's not even a whole pixel every time. All right, this is too slow. What's fast? What's the fastest thing here?
My defense protocol. Student, subvert my defense protocols by employing crowd control effects. You have successfully eliminated my defenses.
The CC2 jumping puzzles and the combo one. Let's see if he does it again. There we go.
You have successfully eliminated.
I always forget painting is an option. I fly past the guy after doing map, and be like, oh, oops.
For the next lesson.
Never expected the NPC epic NPC ref from. Well, Cal, we just played Nice Day for Fishing, ain't it? Just the other day.
Are now resetting for the next lesson. You have successfully eliminated my defenses.
Impossible. You defeated me. I could deduct points for sloppiness, but I will choose the high road. Just kidding. A little joke to cheer myself up. Ha ha.
Ha ha.
Enemy, was that incredible? Organic beings amaze me. But just wait.
I always told these hearts should give you bonus for doing a bit of everything. Let's see. CC1, 2 jumping puzzles, and the combo one. 2 jumping, but where's the jumping puzzle? Let's see. I don't know if I've been to this little grove since EOD came out. There it is. Let's see. I'm a 500 level tailor, but I have to figure out how to find mats for equipment.
Your biggest challenge yet. Literally. We can do this, Master. We won't let you down.
Okay, here we go.
We'll see about that, kid. Come on. Show me what you got. Oh, we will. Since you're getting outside help, seems only fair I do the same. Minsec, to me! For We're not letting these children get the best of us, are we? Back up! I need more backup! I yield! I yield! I know when I'm beat.
Halfway through the bar. I always do this heart when I want to maximize XP gain. Let's see. Guys, I got 3 human heavy armor characters. I was thinking lean male char for a ranger or sexy route for female human. What do you think? I mean, it basically comes down to what do you want to look at. Oh no, I overshot. Eh. That didn't work. Oh no! How does this work? Is it checking to see if you've used a mount? Yo, what? What is that last jump? That's twice now. Hi, I made a new account, but somehow I'm still banned on a streamer's chat. Why? Held a message for reasons, smart detection beta. Wait, what? I don't know. Maybe you've been bad on Twitch so much that Twitch is just auto-banning you? I don't know, Twitch might have your IP address set to be monitored or something because you've been bad so much in the past. I have no idea. That wasn't a me thing. Like, there was nothing in that sentence that was like a bad word or anything like that. Okay, hang on a sec. Get swiftness here. There. Okay. With swiftness, I was able to make the last jump. I don't know if I can get credit for this multiple times. Doesn't look like it. Okay, I'll find something else now. Do you prefer new maps with or without heart quests? I don't mind doing hearts. I would say I don't like the ones that reset. Like, if I get a heart halfway done and I come back the next day and it's reset, I want to flip the table. Not a fan of those.
Have any particularly masterful combinations to show off? Let's see them.
What do you want me to do? Oh. Okay, hang on. There you go.
Oh, you caught me off guard. That's not easy.
Alright, 3 seconds and I can do another combo, which is what she wants to see apparently. Actually, is it even tracking that? Da 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 da. Yeah, I just did a poison blast combo. Combo field? Yeah, that was the big green fart cloud.
You should assume your opponent's seen everything. Then, find a way to surprise them anyway.
Yeah, that was a blast combo and a whirl combo. It's not repeatable? I don't even know if I got credit a single time. Okay.
Student, subvert my defense protocols by employing crowd control effects. You have successfully eliminated...
Do the CC one? Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Defenses are now resetting for the next lesson.
New Elite Spec coming? There's 9 new ones coming. Hi, Muck. Hi, DC. Do you have that opinion on the Janther Wild Hearts too? Yeah, I mean, the thing is, like, if I am doing map comp, and I do, like, part of a heart, and I come back the next day, and the progress is reset to 0, I'm just not a fan of it. And all the hearts that, like, reset over time are like that. But, that's just a personal thing. I know a lot of people that love those.
You have successfully eliminated my defenses. My defenses are now resetting for the next lesson.
I'm gonna help with this if I can.
Sure you want to switch out of student mode? Is that impossible?
There we go. Oh, dang it, it's not done yet. Forget how. I think I'm maxed out the CC guy.
Step into the ring. Try to keep away from my landslide.
There, done. Ugh. What's gonna be the first Elite Spec you played? The Ranger? As someone who's mained Ranger for most of the time I've played Guild Wars 2, I'm absolutely gonna try the new Ranger thing. As far as, will I, like, play it through the whole expansion? I don't know. I will say, just based on what I know, it summons a longbow made out of air, and it's called Gale Shot, probably. I'm not excited. I've already got a longbow. I've already got a short bow. I've already got a marksmanship trait line. I don't need a bow. I don't need a third bow for more bow per bow. I'm all bowed out. All right, I wanted something new and interesting. So I don't know. Maybe it'll be interesting. Maybe it's gonna like shoot squirrels or something. I have no idea. And maybe they'll have AK-47s. I don't know. But based on what I know, I'm just like rolling my eyes at the thing. So right now, I'm more hyped for the Necromancer Ritualist than I am for Ranger getting Bobo. Don't you want to triple wield bows? Yeah, I'll just hold one of them in my teeth. Yo, dog, we heard you like bows. Yeah. What about Troubadour? Alright, so Bard, my own experience of games that had bards in it was like EverQuest, EverQuest 2, Pathfinder, Dungeons & Dragons, things like that. Bard in all of those is awesome. I don't know how they're going to make Bard work in the Guild Wars 2 universe. Bard in other games I've played was the king or queen of short duration buffs. But in Guild Wars 2, that's our entire boon system. And they're not going to give us unique buffs because, you know, spirits and banners, they just took those away. They clearly don't want those in the game. So I don't know how the Bard will operate. So rather than like looking forward to Bard, I'm really curious what they plan to make it do. They took them away to give them to Bards. Yeah, Bard's is going to have spirits and banners. Move over, warriors. Bard gets all your spots and groups. Wondering if it will be building up a crescendo type by using abilities. Troubadour, I suspect, works the same as Firebrand Tomes. I just want Bard to be Mesmer without clones, like an easier playstyle. Isn't Mesmer without clones Virtuoso? Mesmer without clothes. No, that's just Casimir. For those think I'm being a perv, that's canon. She said after the Tower of Nightmares, she never has to worry about her clothes getting dirty because they're just projections. And Marjorie's like, are you naked right now? That's actually in the lore. I think most likely scenario for Bard is that the shatters make the Bards play an instrument, buffing things like guitars F1, flutes F2. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. Let's see. What's your Q button? My Q button? Auto run. It makes me go forward. Can't grab Muck attention when I need to, darn it. Hi, Ring! Muck, do you know anything of how the Bard weapon will work? We do not know. We have seen a picture of the Bard holding a flute, and we have seen a picture of the Bard holding a ukulele. That's it. Ooh, I gotta get up there. Honestly, I think it'd be really funny if just for like one day it had an interface like Guitar Hero and it covered the whole screen, so it's really hard to like avoid red circles while you're playing the Guitar Hero. But I don't think they're gonna do that. The Randy would love that. Yo, I would even enjoy that for a time. That sounds goofy. Okay, so we still got that area, and then this thing down here. You're immune to damage of CC so long as you play every note perfect. Question, if today you'd pick a support that's not Ranger, what would you pick? Scourge is pretty high on the list. I like having the ability to save a group that is starting to crumble. So, although I love my Mechanist, it has no revive potential, so that's why I'm not saying that. Scrapper has good revive potential with gyros and stuff, but I haven't played Scrapper in a long time, so I don't know if it still plays the same, so I don't want to say that. Despite having not great revive potential, Chrono is very fun. Well of Precognition is pure happy juice in the brain. It's just stability, ages, stability, ages, stability, ages, just over and over. Why did you stop playing Scrapper? I don't remember. It might have been that just like, you know, Mechanist came out or something. I don't remember the timeline. Okay. Alright, chat. I think it has been over a year since I've done this. I don't even have a button for it. Modify tackle? Oh, that's just... okay. Target too close. What do you mean too close? There's so much water.
Shame yourselves.
There's so much water. Are we having fun yet? Monk is fishing, one could see how he bowed to peer pressure. Ah ha 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 ha. You scared the fish?
Who are you and what have you done with the real Mukluk?
Trying to get the map comp done. This better fill the whole bar. Jesus Christ. Hell no. Hell, dude, how many? How? That's like 80 fish. What do you mean? I quit. I quit. I'm gonna come back every day for a month until I find those Nagas. I am not catching 80 fish. As someone who has been fishing in real life before, Guild Wars 2 did an excellent job with their design team of capturing how monumentally boring it is. No. Let's get that northwestern section. If only there was an overlay that showed the efficacy of heart completion activities. Yeah, it's a shame that doesn't exist. Guys, look at me! I'm so curvy! Mesmer will get a whole Guitar Hero over the screen. Thief will do RNG damage between 1 and 10k. Rev needs to juggle 9 legends. What else? Ritualist will come back, but it will have all of its least popular moves. Like, it won't have any summon spirits. It'll just, like, hold urns. It'll just have, like, all the new buttons. It'll just be 6 different urns. And no one will be happy with it. It's a pot class? Yeah. Pot class. It does exist. We know, Sand. That was the joke. Like, what are the chances for a mole mount digging into the earth and evading mob aggro? We still don't have a wall walking mount. We need some giant spiders. Alright, I'm missing 2 points of interest. Something on my map is still foggy, chat. Where are the 2 points of interest I'm missing on this map? Lower left. Got it. Thanks. Someone said, I think there's some Nagas up on the mountain. You don't have to wait on the event. Really? I'll go back and check that in a minute. As soon as I get this poi. There we go. Okay. Everything's done. Except the heart. So you need to go to Eastern Well. What? Don't touch me. Okay. What's your favorite filter? My favorite filter is potato. I'm gonna do this the lazy way, chat. Eastern Wild. Run! You have any idea? I'm setting it to auto. I'm auto casting run faster. This raptor's gonna hate me. We do have lore tie-ins. Gorit could have an egg from the spider species that you extinctionated. Maybe. Is that Dennis? No, he's potato. Imagine hauling max-size Char and Orn around. Garm could. How's your griffin flying? I'm on a raptor taxi right now. How are you running so fast? Is that a mastery? This is a raptor taxi. This isn't my mount. It's a taxi. What happened to the big mouth filter? Dennis? It got misplaced. Toggle plus chip. Sure. Is this a taxi? Yes. Of all the stories involving Guild Wars and taxis, this is the best one. Are there any other taxis around? I think the taxi was first introduced in End of Dragons. It's not something I use often. Okay. So, wait, what is that orange thing? A fishing tournament. No, that's the opposite of what I want. I want violence. It's like, hey, you like fishing? How about more fish? Alright, someone said... Oh, here's some. Okay, this'll work. I'm gonna take that one fish I caught, I'm gonna beat these Naga to death with it. Nothing beats the EverQuest taxi, a whole guild of people coming to pick you up and teleport you somewhere. Oh, you mean like the druid rings or the wizard towers? You're out of range? Dang it! Alright. Nagas, I need you to come over here. Over here. Alright, I got one of them in range. No! I left. I'm gonna run around for 30 minutes to find enough Naga to avoid 5 minutes of fishing. If only Ranger had access to bows. I know, right? I don't have enough bows. I can only hope that they just add more bows. They will surely attack the village now. Maybe. Excuse me, are you in range? You look like you might be. Don't kill the Naga in Soto? How is that gonna help me get map competent into dragons? Okay, that gave credit. That was worth one fish. Check underwater in the northwest corner of the lagoon where the tournament is. Look behind you. Mm-hmm. What am I looking at? He'll be back momentarily. Imagine if it had a knockback and just launched me off the cliff. Hey Muk, I'm at your favorite story part where Bram is in chains being led like cattle. Wow. I'm not really into that, but you do you. Hi Twix, what's up?
Yeet.
Yeet. Yeet indeed. Why are we doing map comp EOD? Because I noticed I didn't have it on my Ranger, and I was like, you know what, I want to get that done. So now we're doing this.
Feel the ocean's fury!
Feel my hammer's fury. The wrath of someone who doesn't want to fish. And is willing to do lots of violence to avoid it. You know, earlier someone said, Muck, do you want hearts to be on the map in the new expansion? And at the time I was like, oh, I don't mind hearts. My answer is changing. I greatly mind this heart. 8 fish versus 33. It was not 8 fish. It was not 8. It was like 20 or 30 or something. Just do the fishing. Oh my god. It's 8% per fish. 100 divided by 8% is more than 8. That's still wrong. What? No, stop. What's happening? Too close. What? This drives me. What do you mean too close? Wait, why are you doing it that way? What? Fine, whatever. Expert fisherman here. I also hate how, like, after you catch the fish, it, like, stuns you for a second while your guy holds up the fish, so there's, like, another 2 or 3 seconds that you can't play the game. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of, like, in JRPGs, where, like, you win a battle, and then, like, the camera zooms in on the main character, and then she, like, puts on sunglasses and sheaths her sword, and she's like, yo, that's nothing to the power of friendship. Yeah! And then, like, everyone strikes a pose, and then explosions go off in the background, and then it's like, you gain 57 XP. Jeff leveled up. Bobby leveled up. Cheryl leveled up. Cheryl's level 11. Cheryl has learned Hyper Beam. You gain 53 copper. You gain 2 gold. You found a mysterious egg. You've gained hemorrhoid. Then it's just like on and on and on and on and on and on and on. And it's just like, let me play that game. And it just goes like this. This reminds me of that. Like, there's so much PTSD that's just flaring in my brain right now from this, like, stun that you get hit with after you try to catch the fish. It's just like, let me just play the game. Do not stun lock me in an animation afterward. Without closer casting, you might as well go to the water and pick up the fish. I mean, I feel like engineers should be allowed to just throw dynamite in the water. It's a very fast and efficient way of catching 100 fish. Engineer should have massive bonuses to fishing. Muck spending more effort finding ways to hate fishing than just do it. I don't need to find ways to hate fishing. I already hate it. I am just vocalizing the ways I hate it. I also have to move the cursor every time so I can see it. It blows my mind that people that farm ambergris each day could just do this for hours. Druids just talk to fish to get in the bag. Yeah, that's real cool and all. I'm gonna need you to get in the bag. What was the word request? Are you using the fishing rod skin that everyone sent you? Yeah, because a bunch of you freaking weirdos. I told people, I was like, don't send me fishing stuff. I feel bad. You're wasting your money. I don't want to use it. But people have sent me fishing stuff. So I do have these things. Is Dune Awakening good or bad? It depends. I played it for 6 hours. In those 6 hours, I was very bored, and I couldn't really get into it, and I stopped. However, I am not going to be like, oh, it's a bad game. I think it just has a specific market, and I was not that market. Did you get eaten by a worm? At the end, I purposefully ran out into the sand screaming just to let the worm eat me so that we had a funny finish. So I did get eaten by the worm at the end. I fed it my motorcycle. And it gave me a new motorcycle, which was really weird. But it was like in... How can I explain this? All right, if you play World of Warcraft, you do not have to play Warcraft 1, 2, and 3 to understand World of Warcraft. They will give you information that you need to make sense of the story. Dune is not like that. Dune, in the 6 hours I was playing it, there was a few tidbits of lore, and people in chat had to explain it to me, and it required knowledge of Dune past that I didn't have. So lore-wise, story-wise, I was getting absolutely nothing out of it. And then, so it's like, okay, well, let's just focus on the gameplay. The gameplay was like, you would build a house, get to a new area, tear down your house, build the house again in the new area, get to a new area, tear down your old house, go to the new area, build the new house again. And so it was like a base building game, but you constantly had to move and rebuild the base. I like base building. I don't like constantly tearing it down and rebuilding it. Combat was okay. However, I found it, again, in the first 6 hours, it was few and far between. The worm, like, was a joke. You could just run, it'd be like, avoid the bright sunlight, it'll drain, it'll dry you out. Avoid the vast open desert, it attracts the worm. I would just run in straight lines constantly, and the worm would just, like, behind me all the time. Because you were faster than it. So you could just avoid it by just, again, in the first 6 hours. Maybe it gets worse later on. But I just honestly ran through everything that they told me not to do, and it was fine. It was kind of neat. Like, there was a few interesting things. Like, some people will have, like, a portable shield. And if they've got the shield, it blocks, like, high-speed attacks, like bullets and stuff. So if they are shielded, you have to hit them with a slower attack to kill them. So you need to, like, parry them to stun them for a second, and then slowly stab them. Like, just... And then that's how you kill them. So, like, there was a few interesting things, for sure. Black Line Key, by the way. Is there a code to support you with Visions of Guild Wars 2? Visions of Guild Wars 2. There sure is. Thank you. This is a link to it right there. Just use that link, click on what you want to buy, and that's it, as long as you're not blocking cookies. Have you played Enshrouded? Yes, and I actually really liked Enshrouded. Enshrouded... How much time did I play Enshrouded before I put a pause on that one? I have played 47 hours of Enshrouded. They have added more content since I last played it. So, like, Enshrouded, though, felt dangerous. Like, I could die. Like, Dune... Again, in the first 6 hours, there was no threats. The sunlight's bad. No, it's not. I can run right through it. The open desert's bad. No, it's not. I'm faster than the worm. I can just run right past it. The enemies are bad. No, it's not. I can just throw down a portable turret and it'll wipe the entire enemy camp. Like, there was no threats in the first 6 hours. Enshrouded was the right amount of danger, I felt. Muck, have you scheduled a therapy session after this fishing experience? Yeah, I'm gonna have to take some time off. Definitely. When did you play it? They added so much more often. Back when it, like, first went into early access, hang on a second. When it first went into EA, I did a sponsored stream for them. It was just like 2 hours, and I loved it. And then I played like another 40 on stream after that, until I had exhausted the content that was in the game at the time. And I know they've added a lot since then. What time tomorrow are we getting the new Elite Specs? I'm guessing the blog... Okay, about 10 minutes from now is when they usually release blogs. So if they do it at their usual time, 10 minutes from now, but tomorrow, is my guess. Alright, can I do one of these for Kaning? There we go. Okay, where's the start point? Is that it? What's the single most important legendary to get? Okay, so first of all, there is no important legendaries to get. However, if you are starting your legendary crafting adventure, I recommend starting with Season of the Dragons. It's an amulet that it doesn't cost you any in-game resources to get it. It just, you have to have those DLCs to get it. So it's kind of just like, oh, you did all the quests? Okay, here you go. So It is the only legendary where while working on it, you're getting richer instead of poorer, which is great. And so you do that one first, and then you've built up some funds, and your next one's easier. Exclamation mark legend pulls up a list of guides I've made related to legendary crafting. And again, the one I'm recommending is Season of the Dragons. The thumbnail for it is like, the only free legendary. Whoa! No. Would you be willing to play it when they do the 1.0 release? Absolutely. And if they'll pay me to play it, I will double be willing to play it. But yeah, it looks good. Hey, Maka Chat, sounds like you played a few survival type games. Have you ever played Abiotic Factor? Haven't heard of that one. You know, another survival game that I really enjoyed that I am looking forward to the sequel of is Grounded 2. Comes out soon. I'm looking forward to that. I have played that, and my son has played that, and I've played that with my kid, also.
It's going early access, so we don't know when it's coming out.
See that? I said the word, and he immediately showed up in here, chat.
39 months. This is a kind of abo trap I like to fall into less than 3.
Thank you. Welcome back. Appreciate you. I can't remember, did you try Core Keeper? I don't think so. I don't think so. We did just start Tactical Breach Wizards, which was on the game recommendation list you guys put on there, and I'm having a blast playing that. It's not a very long game. We're probably halfway done already. That is one of our evening games right now. And in the morning game, we're working on Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. He did Dome Keep. I did, yeah, Dome Keeper I played. I haven't played Core Keeper, I don't think. Tactical Breach Wizards has been so fun to watch. I'm glad you agree. It has been good. A wild mini-muck appears. Yeah, he... do I use the zipline? He's on summer break right now, so... He is here, out and about. Get F, Steve. Yeah. What's the name of the DPS add-on you use? Arc DPS. If you do exclamation mark add-ons in my chat, there is a webpage that'll come up with a whole bunch of add-on guides. That one is on there if you want it. Following the path is almost as easy as fishing, right? Don't talk to me. When do these kids go back to school? I'm tired of mine asking me 1,000 questions. Mine's alright. Maybe you broke yours. Honestly? Okay. I want you guys to think about how often I tell what regions of Tyria is. I answer the repeated questions way more often streaming than I do parenting. Like, I feel like streaming prepared me for parenthood. And parenting was easier. You just skipped that hero point. Did I skip a hero point? Hold on. What? Wait. What? Hold on. The overlay is blocking it. Hold on. I'm just talking to chat. Do you seriously just avoid an active hero point with the spark? No, I don't, dude. I don't know.
The citizens of Epivold seek independence as the ministry.
Is it this one? Can you help with? Wait, what is this? Oh. I thought it was just a random event.
Threat no longer
threatening. Okay. Thank you guys. Sorry, what is the add-on for the waypoint guide? Waypoint guide? What waypoint guide? Do you mean like what I'm doing right now, like map comp? That is the pathing module. Once again, exclamation add-ons pulls up the add-ons page. Look for the video on pathing. This is something I want to clarify here. I do not recommend this for brand new players, but for people that are doing like their 2nd or 10th map completion, this makes it much less painful. If you're playing the first time, just, you know, explore, run around, enjoy the story, see the world. But if you're playing it for like the 40th time, then this makes it easier to get map comp if all you want is the rewards from map comp.
Come one, come all. Experience innovation, technology, and the smoothest bore of prickly pear ginger.
Second or 10th, that's a big difference. Dude, there was a guy in chat like earlier this stream that said he was doing his 17th playthrough of the story. 17th playthrough of the story, okay? And I also know people that do like have done like 70 map comps. So it just depends. For me, I think this is my second End of Dragons map comp, but it's because like what's the map comp used for in End of Dragons, right? Legendaries. Have I made a lot of legendaries in EOD? No, I made one and then I made a guide for it because I don't really like the Orion legendaries. That's it. So I'm just doing it now because it bugs me not having this done on my main character. Why didn't you do... I'm off to work now. Y'all have a good stream. See you, Rujani. Pretty sure I've collectively done the whole story once across my entire account, and I've been here since launch. Yeah. Not a fan of Griffin travel. I wasn't sure where I needed to go when I was, like, dropping down there. I wasn't sure if I was just going to land on, like, another balcony or dive bomb all the way down, so that's why I was dropping slowly. Engineering should have a fishing bot. I said it earlier, I think engineers should be able to do dynamite fishing. Just throw a stick of dynamite in the water and then pick up the fish after. When are giveaways? Nice to see you too, Fix. How are you? How's the family? Pleasure to have you here. Every Tuesday evening. So later tonight, during the evening stream, I'll be doing the weekly Guild Wars 2 goodies giveaway. Thanks, Pookies. No problem. I still haven't done the entire story. I'm debating from the beginning just to follow the story one after the other to follow the full story, but then I get distracted. I think it's a pretty solid story. Like, there's a few parts where the writing is insanely good, and there's a few parts where the writing is kind of eh. But overall, I think it's a very fun story going through it at least one time if you never have. Wouldn't the fish be sushi after getting blown up? No, dynamite fishing is something that people have really done in the past. It's like, you throw it into the water, and then like the explosion, basically, just like the force going through the water, kills a bunch of fish that are not close enough to be like physically destroyed by the explosion. And then they all just float up to the surface dead. And then you just go out and pick them up. It's not good for the ecosystem, though. But yeah, it basically just makes a whole bunch of brain-dead fish just float up to the surface. Which is better, WoW story or Guild Wars 2 story? From what I understand, the current WoW story a lot of people are not happy with. Isn't Sylvanas getting forgiven for, like, war crimes? She killed 1 billion people, but everyone's like, well, she's a main character. How is she still alive? Well, she's undead. That was 2 X-Packs ago. It's better but not great. Oh, okay. Last time I played was early Battle for Azeroth. So, there's a lot I don't know about it. I don't know. Maybe if we're lucky, they'll bring back Kael'thas in another raid. How many times has he been a raid boss? Like 3 or 4? A few. Oh, that didn't work. I tried to just grab it. He was a dungeon boss. Magister's Terrace. Yep. Hello, how did you find the Dune Awakening game? What's up, Beat? I just talked about this at length for a while, so I'm just gonna TLDR. I think it wasn't for me. I played it for about 6 hours and I just couldn't get into it. Hey Mick, if you were physically in the Guild Wars 2 universe, would you still choose to be an Asura Ranger? Oh man, I don't know. I think in day... Okay, alright. There's a lot of people in the Guild Wars 2 universe that are not out fighting for their life, right? If you just live in the Guild Wars 2 universe, you're just trying to live your life, right? Which class do you think has the best quality of life abilities? I am thinking Mesmer. Because, like, you could be sitting on the couch, and, like, the TV remote's at the other end of the couch, and you'd be like, crap, I forgot the remote. And then just, how? And then just shadow clone, and then your clone hands you the remote. Like, you could get so fat being a Mesmer. Like, yo, make me a sandwich. That sounds fantastic. All Mesmers that are not, like, active combatants are, like, obese. Glamour the fat away? Yeah, they don't even look obese because they hide that too. Wouldn't your clones be fat too? No, because the Virtuoso's clones look like daggers. So clearly they can change the shape of them. What if your clones give you attitude, blow up in your face? That's okay, there's no friendly fire. It'd just be like, ah, butterflies. Mesmer catfishing. Yo, you got different goals than I do. Alright? You got different goals than I do. I just wanted the remote and a sandwich. You're over here trying to ruin relationships. Ah. New tweet, by the way. Oh, snap. Mesmer can be better spies than thieves, and that feels wrong to me. Well, your class isn't called spy, it's called thief. Your defining factor isn't that you can gather information. Your defining factor is that you just commit misdemeanors. You just got caught running out of a 7-Eleven once. EOD World Comp for Orion Legendary? Nope, EOD World Comp because I realized I hadn't done it on my main character and it annoyed me. So now I'm just answering the same questions 30 times and following a dotted line. Content! It's not working. There we go. We knew what we were signing up for. That's right. Okay, hang on. Someone said there's a new tweet. Let me see. Okay. This was yesterday's. This week we're releasing a stunning appearance package featuring the Foxfire aesthetic. Channel the power of venerable spirits with a lovely outfit and an emote tome. Learn what else is new in the gem store. Alright, Foxfire appearance package. It's got dangly bits. I know y'all love dangly bits. Kami! Kami! No! Oh my god. They blue-balled me on the Kami-Hami. Oh man. Okay, hold on. Is that it? Do you just stand there and pose like that? Let's see. Channel. Oh, does it never release? You just charge up the Kamihami, but there's no Ha. Okay. Gorgeous. Kamehameha next time on Guild Wars Z. Freaking Frieza battle. 5 minutes took 6 months. I've been saying this since EOD was out. Needs to show these zip lines on the map. I have no idea where I'm going, if not for the dotted line. What are the arrows on the ground showing the way? It's an add-on for if you're doing world map completion and you've already done it before and you just want to get through it really fast. It just shows you a line that's like one of the fastest routes through all of the important stuff and you just follow it. How do you get add-ons? Exclamation mark add-ons in my chat, and a webpage will come up of guides I've made, and you just look at the one that you're interested in. Again, I do not recommend doing this pathing thing for your very first time through the game, but it's really nice if you've already been through it once. Is Halloween already out? Bloodshed has a Mad King Says already in it. You mean the event table? Yeah, that's all. You can right click on anything in the event table and say like, yeah, you can right click something and say hide this because it will show. There's a list of stuff it always shows. Like it'll show like, you know, peak fishing times, and you can just be like, no, I don't care about that. How much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? 42, I believe. Have you ever about getting? Have you ever about, what? Have you ever about getting streaming deck and putting common answers on buttons? Buddy. I do. Each of the... I do. I have that. You guys just have too many dang questions. There's not enough buttons for all your questions. Have you ever about... Yeah, have you ever about words? Yeah, chat. Real thing, like, anybody gets tongue-tied, right? Anybody will, like, forget a word. Like, they'll, you know, play a game and then forget the name of the game 6 months later, and then, you know, it's like, oh my gosh, what was it, you know? Everybody does that. Some more than others. Me more than others. It's really funny, anytime my wife does that, when she's like, have you ever about... And I just look at her and I'm like, you were an English major. So it's always especially satisfying when it happens to her. Not sure if it's been asked already, just got here. Will you be doing World v World Rush? Not currently planning on it, no. Is that an overlay like Taco? Tactical overlay can run in Blish HUD. So Blish HUD has Taco, but it also has 80 other add-ons in it. So, for all purposes, this is Taco. I get that people get tongue-tied, but they don't type that out, do they? If they're, like, a little bit dyslexic, and sometimes they just words get swapped around. Like, they'll think, have you ever, and then they'll type, have ever you. And, like, I get it. I'm going to give them a little bit of a hard time. We're just going to be silly about it, but I get it. Just add a yes, no, maybe Dennis button. Just hit that for all questions. You need another stream deck? I need more stream decks. Maybe it's not their first language. Yeah, typically if someone tells me English isn't their first language, I'm super patient. Because I have a lot of respect for people that know multiple languages. Because I have failed at learning a second language. So I'm just like, alright. This person's better than me. So if someone's like, okay, this is my second language, but I can understand what they're saying, I'm like, you're doing better than I am. I can't speak a second language as well as you can, so let's do this. But if it's their first language and they were an English major and they're getting all tongue-tied, then I'm going to be silly about it.
We have received multiple distress calls from the Napui and Sanjiang labs.
I learned English through game facts guides for Resident Evil 4. Wow, that is remarkably specific. Do you know how to order a coffee? No, but I know how to say run zombie.
To restore order in certain city sectors, various transportation systems.
English is not my first language. I speak baguette. Wow. I bet you loved Expedition 33. Kind of glad we're doing this line thing, because, Kanang has taken a while. Mr. Zombie, how are you up here on top of this thing? How did you climb up here? Oh no, he did the Guardian cage. I'm in the baby gates. Remember to drink milk every day. Unless you're lactose intolerant, then don't mucking do that. I will say, I had a glass of milk with breakfast this morning. I had Eggo waffles for breakfast, chat. It's tasty. Glass of milk. I learned English through Math Blaster, Word Rescue, and Math Rescue in the 90s. I'm Norwegian. Great games. Oh, I already have this one. Well then. Let's see, already have that one. Oh, how are we doing? 81%. It's amazing the games can actually teach people a lot of English. When my son, who is... Holy crap, I just saw how many viewers there. Why are there so many of you here today? I'm just answering repeated questions. What the heck? Brained up. When my son was littler, and he was learning math, there was this game that his school system had online that was actually really, really good for him. And it was, how can I explain this? Alright, chat, imagine you're playing Pokemon, right? And you're like, Squirtle, use water gun. And it's like, what's 2 plus 2? And you're like, 4. And it's like, alright, the attack hits. But if you type in something wrong, the attack misses. It was like that. But it was playing basically Pokemon, but anytime you did an attack, you had to answer like a little problem. And he played that like through like 3 grade levels, and the questions advanced with your grade level. And he got a lot of good practice doing math and stuff because of that thing. You missed a Vista and Old Canaan? Oh no. Well, I guess once I finish following the line, I'll double back through and see what I missed. And a heart. I've missed all the hearts. I bet Nintendo sued that game's devs. Maybe. Nintendo's also teaching children about lawsuits.
You asked for it.
Why is he doing Mapcom for Cantha? Just because I need it on this character. This character hasn't done it, and this is my main character, and it bothered me that it's not done.
You're a blight on the land.
Completionist. On my main. Dude, in World of Warcraft, when I would change mains, which didn't happen often, I felt like I had to get all the same reps on the new main. So, like, I would go back and get exalted with a whole bunch of reps that did not matter anymore because I didn't like those bars being not full on my new main character. It's a personality trait that causes a lot of time lost. What about World v World map comp? Oh man. I remember. Pepperidge Farm remembers. When Guild Wars 2 came out and original map completion involved going through World v World as well while people were trying to kill you.
I tried to go through the ministry, but they're completely signed up.
Alright. There we go. So we have followed the line while half paying attention to the game. And we're 93%. Where is the vista that everybody was yelling at me about? Right there. Okay. Let's head up and get that vista. Can't believe none of you warned me that I missed it. Unbelievable. Put. How's Lady Muck's recovery going? Dude, she bounced back so fast. Like I would say in half a day, she was walking around and like she made dinner and I was like, do you want? I was like, I can take care of us if you. Like obviously I'm nowhere near as good a chef as she is, but I was like, I can make something simple if you need a rest. She's like, no, I'm good. And she was up and about. She made dinner. She exercised the next day because she wanted to. She's great. For those that don't know, last week there was an issue on Guild Wars Tuesday where I was suddenly like, guys, something just came up, I gotta go. And she was essentially like major sharp pain that was like making her basically weep in her guts somewhere. She didn't know what it was. And she did like a phone call with the doctor and they were like, all right, get in here and we'll do a CT scan and see what's going on. And we were heading over there, and she was like, pull over. And she had to, like, throw up from, like, the pain was so bad it made her throw up a few times while we were trying to get her to the doc. And we got there, and they asked for a... Not trying to gross anybody out, I'm just trying to tell you what happened. They asked for, like, a urine sample. So she went to the bathroom to do that, and... kidney stone. And it passed right then. So, we didn't have to spend thousands of dollars on a CT scan. But it was like, in her own words, if like when she, you know, because, you know, my son, you know, when she gave birth, so if that was a 10 on the pain scale, she said this was an 8. And then she said right after it passed, it went from like an 8 to a 2 in like seconds. And then it was just like, you know, her body was like just really banged up and she just had to, you know, let it heal for a few hours. But she just went from like totally fine to like, oh God, is she dying? And so it was like, it was a scare, you know, because we didn't know what was happening for like an hour there. Like we were just gunning it to the hospital. Didn't know what was going on, but it was a kidney stone. That's what it was. But yeah, she seems to be completely fine now. Why would a CT scan cost so much? America. Yeah, we have health insurance. It's just, it's not great health insurance. So it might have helped, but it still would have been really expensive. But I told her, I was like, yo, if you still think there's a problem, you know, get them to do anything that they need to do. We'll deal with it. And then she was like, no, I feel fine now. Let's wait. Like, okay. What is this? Squash unchained grubs. Oh yeah, the grubs. Catch infected crows. Bonk. Hello, Springer. Kidney stone's the only time pain has made me physically sick. Anytime I am unfortunately prone to migraines. I seem to get them less often as I get older, which is great. But so it's like maybe one a month, but it's like when a headache gets to the point where I would by definition call it a migraine, it usually makes me throw up. Like usually the pain is so bad. But fortunately it's not a common thing, but I've very much experienced it. Squash unchained grub. Oh, there's one. How is there a grub in this guy's roof? Oh my god, this quest uses Springer? Holy crap.
Hey Mukluk, I have an extra key for Cantha Wilds, can you give it away to someone in need?
Holy crap, yeah. We could absolutely give that away. If you want to DM that to me, I can use that for the giveaway tonight, if you want. Appreciate that. I don't know how you end up with an extra key, but we can find a home for it. Make somebody happy. Thank you. And appreciate the sub as well. Catch infected crows, identify purest hideouts, and return stolen eyes. Excuse me, sirs. You look like you're probably cultist. Gonna have to arrest you just in case.
You can't stop us all.
Every morning, Red would wake me up before school.
Radioactive jade tech grubs. What the heck? Okay, that was weird. I think it worked. My mom was in the hospital for 10 days and it was 180 euro. I mean, that's awesome compared to what we get. What is he playing currently? Yeah, Ranger Untamed. I want to use your transmog. What pieces are you using? Hang on. Easiest way to do that is there is a bunch of links coming up in the chat. The first link lets you inspect my Ranger, and then you can copy anything you want. Your mom was in the hospital, awesome? No, the price is awesome. Like, hold on. We were talking about CT scans. How much is a CT scan in USA without insurance? How much is a CT scan in Europe without insurance? Okay, Europe says 80 euro bucks to 1500 euro bucks. Let's highball it. So let's say 1500 euro to USD. So the highball of it is 1,700 US dollars. Okay? In America, the highball of it is $6,750. The lowball price was 80. Criminal, isn't it? Yup. Depends on the scan. Yep. It does, but the point is, it's debilitating for most households. Like, for example, the health insurance, most of the time you get health insurance through the company you work for. Since I'm essentially self-employed, like Twitch doesn't consider me an employee, right? Neither does YouTube. So I'm basically self-employed. So we've got this like kind of crappy health insurance that we've got because, you know, I don't technically have a boss other than, you know, Chip. So ours is not great. Halfway done. Where? There's some more grubs. Oh, wow, I just saw the time. I got a little bit more. I mentioned this at the beginning of the stream. I have got a family thing I have to attend today. So I've got about 15 to 20 more minutes. And then I'll have to wrap it up.
I know, sir, but we're
See what we can get done in Canang in that amount of time. Isn't it private health insurance? And with that, you can get different levels of coverage. Right, but private health insurance is typically way more expensive than when you get insurance through a company that's covering it. So it's...
Welcome to the Cantha report.
It's kind of a pick your poison, right? It's like you can get the cheap insurance so that you legally have insurance, and then it pretty much, you know, doesn't help you whenever you have a problem. Or then you can get like really good insurance and pay a ton of money each month, and then you might never use it. And then with both of them, there's always the risk that, you know, you do have a problem and then your company won't cover it for some stupid reason because they want to not spend money. Because, like, if you, for example, it's like, you know, you get, like, crappy insurance, and you might have, like, a $5,000 copay. So anything less than $5,000, you pay. And then it's like, well, guess I'm covering that CT scan. Unchained grub. There you are. I pay $400 to cover my family per paycheck. I don't know how big your family is, but yeah, doesn't surprise me. Do you have a video on the best metas to do in 2025? I have a video on metas that can drop really big items that are worth thousands of gold for people that are interested in that. There's a link to it in the chat right now if that topic interests you. Ooh, we're almost done. We just gotta find a few more grubs. Imagine being one of these people. There's a freaking grub burrowing through your roof. Bad times. I could see why Americans seek healthcare in different countries like Turkey. Oh yeah. I know a lot of stories of people that, you know, they need some big procedure done, and it's cheaper to fly to another country, get the procedure done, live there for a year, and then fly home than it is to just get the procedure done in the US in some cases. Does home insurance in Cantha cover roof grubs? I don't know. This is like a pretty ghetto area. There's gangs and stuff. I'm not sure if the insurers would cover this this spot. Maybe one more grub, I think, and then we'll be good. Gotta find one more. What's the name of this mount choosing mod? It's a plugin for Blish HUD called Mounts and More. It has the wheel. If you do !Blish in my chat, there's a bunch of guides for Blish HUD will come up. Just look for Mounts and More. Oh, wrong button. Yay! Great success. Okay. Hey, Muk, I was wondering if you have some tips for a noob in PvP who needs to loot his last spoon for an absurd collection success. Yeah, this right here that I'm linking right now in chat is a guide on the basics of PvP that should get you a stronger start there. And then if after that you have any questions, feel free to ask us, either here or if I'm not live, you can ask us on the Discord. See, same in Germany, you need some insurance for dental stuff, and it costs about 200 euros a year. Oh, wow. Dude, it's kind of a running joke in the US that anything that gives, like, any jobs that gives vision insurance or dental insurance, like, that's high tier. That's up there. That's the good stuff. Do you have a PvP guide for people with 250 plus ping? Pistol Thief. Basically, play something, I think you're trolling, but I'm gonna give you a serious answer. Play something where most of your damage comes from auto attacks, so even when you have a lag spike, you still do like 10 auto attacks after the end of the lag spike. Hit them with the power of Australian internet. Is the radial mount menu better than the one included in the add-on manager? It's extremely similar, honestly. The radial mount menu and the mounts and more plugins are extremely similar. However, mounts and more, you notice I've got my homestead here. You can put like your homestead on the wheel. You can put, you know, other things as well on there. So like mine has got mounts and then the homestead icon, but you can put other things on it. So I find that very useful. We can mount the homestead. I mean, if you play your cards right, I guess. You can put fishing stuff in there too. Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. All right. Oh, man. Shoot. It's a good day too. Chat, it's an absolute pleasure having you guys here. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. I hate to tear myself away, especially with so many viewers, but I do have an event I have to attend. So, I am going to wrap it up here. For those of you interested, I'll be back on Guild Wars 2 this evening in about 6.5 hours for the Guild Wars Tuesday evening stream. I'll be on the NA servers, excuse me, and I will be doing the weekly giveaway for those interested in that. A raid? Yeah, I'll raid someone. Hang on. As always, please hit the follow button if you're on Twitch. Subscribe if you're on YouTube. These are links to my 2 YouTube channels if you want to see all the videos I create. And a very special thank you to our patrons. They keep me in business. I couldn't do this without them. Couldn't make all those guides that you guys hopefully like without their help. And there's a link to that if you're interested in being a supporter. With that said, I will find someone on the Guild Wars 2 section of Twitch to raid. Let me see who is live right now. Who do we got? Who do we got? There is, like, no one I know online. All right, we're gonna have to try somebody new, chat. We're gonna have to try someone new. Let's see. Who do we got? Who do we got? Who do we got? Chomp? Okay. Mesmer roaming worldy world. Okay, I have no idea who this is. I'm gonna raid Chomp. If you like him, hit follow. If not, just be nice. Just leave quietly if you don't. We're gonna see how if we like him. They're currently doing World v World as a Mesmer. I'll see you guys over there. Have a good rest of your day. I'll be back tonight.